Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and if you do enjoy the videos, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Happy New Year, Serpents. Happy New Year. We are back. It's going to be an awesome year together, talking about the crypto markets, about what's going on, what is happening. And as you guys already know, I do provide 10 to 12 minute videos where we talk about the latest research that I have found. So that is safe for you guys from doing 2 to 3 hours of research. You can just come here and watch it all in a short 10-minute video. Now, we're kicking the year off with a short, sharp video in regards to Ripple because there is some big news coming come January 30, which you need to know about, which will have a significant impact on this case. You know that I really believe that this is the year that this case finally settles. It's been a long time in the making. But I do believe that the end is coming, which is really exciting for all of us as XRP investors. Now, why is January 30 become the most important date for the whole industry? That's a big statement, right? Now, the US and SEC, the US SEC has been seeking disgorgement against a non-party entity, which could have a greater implication. And the court has agreed to a hearing on January 30, which could be a defiant moment in the Ripple versus SEC battle. What are they talking about? Well, for the last 2 years, there's been a case going on, Ripple versus the SEC. And throughout 2022, Ripple and the lawyers have been defending their stand strongly in multiple court hearings. And the San Francisco-based blockchain startup has registered a few micro wins when it comes to getting access to old SEC documents. Now, as the summary judgment approaches fast, the Ripple versus SEC case gets more and more fascinating. Both the defendants and the prosecutions are trying to keep their comments in court. Also, the SEC claims that Ripple sold its XRP illegally, but hasn't produced any substantial evidence on that. Now, as per the latest development, John E. Deaton, the lawyer representing Ripple in this case, has noted that January 30 hearing would be one of the most important hearings for Ripple. This relates to Ripple's ally, LBRY, who's been granted permission for hearing an oral argument of its motion in order to limit SEC's access. The courts have acknowledged the request by LBRY and have accepted to hear the arguments. This is important, Serpents, because as you guys are familiar, or you may not be familiar with, LBRY lost its case against the SEC. It didn't pass the Howey test, and they lost the case. Now, the fact that the LBRY is now back in court and you know, they're allowed to talk their opinion about, you know, the fact that this potentially could have been wrong, that it occurred, that does play in the hands of Ripple. Now, I've mentioned before that the two cases are different, but at the end of the day, the SEC will try and use the win against LBRY as leverage against Ripple. Do I think they're going to win? No. Again, it's not financial advice. I'm not financial advice. I'm just interpreting the information in the best way that I can, based on my own personal opinions. Your role is to go out and do your own research to see whether you and I agree on these particular documents that are out there. And so, the SEC still maintains that the Hinman and speech documents are protected by privilege. But if these documents were to become part of public record, the SEC would be foreclosed from making any such argument in the future. I think those documents are going to go public. That's something that I think will happen this year. Or SEC will close the deal and just be like, look, let's settle. We don't want those documents to go public, because if the documents go public, they will not be able to then go out and go after Ethereum in the future, go after other cryptos in the future that could potentially be in those documents. So the settlement with Ripple is kind of like chop off the arm to save the body, so that they can live to fight another day and fight with other crypto companies in the future. But let me know in the comments what you think in regards to that. Now, machine learning algorithm sets the XRP price for January 31st. I always find these fascinating when, you know, this particular, thoughts are made, and I guess a machine has decided that, you know, we're going down by 2% from where we are right now to the end of January 31st. So look, I've taken a note to come back and check this, but machine learning doesn't, it picks up patterns, but there is so much more that happens in the crypto space than just forecast and charts. You got to look at the news, you got to look at the relevance, you got to look what's going on, what is happening. Twitter is down at the moment as we speak at the time of making this video. So we can't access Twitter right now. And so there's just so many things that can occur. We are one little bit of positive news away from, and in the Ripple versus SEC case, to send this coin into the stratosphere. Now, I know that there are some of you that are patiently waiting for like your 20 to 25 cents, and I understand. I know some of you sold in the 40 cents range because you want to buy back in the 25 cent range. You're brave, serpents. You are brave, because for me, I've never been that brave. I hold, and I will not, especially because there's a case going on at the moment. But I know some of you like to do that, and at the end of the day, as long as you're okay with it, I'm okay with it too. Now, we often talk about how the news can be so contradicting, right? I mean, you got one that says that, it's only going to go down by 2% over the next 30 days. And you got another one over here that says XRP bulls are cooking a 20% upswing, which we will talk about a little bit later on about what are some of the potentials that I see happening short term and then, a little bit more long term per se, throughout the month of January. But yeah, XRP price shows a comeback after a brutal sell-off on Monday. They're talking about, will it come back into the 40 cents range and above. So it's interesting that they talk about that, but we will, discuss it in a little bit more detail in just a few moments around where I see things going at the moment. Now, before 20% swing here, should XRP holders XRP holders be excited about this? It's really fascinating, when we look at this kind of stuff, just how quickly the opinion changes, right? The opinion changes so fast. It's very hard to keep up with it sometimes. And so the XRP price has been fluctuating. It has been fluctuating for the last 6 months. And if you look at XRP just based on price, you would think, why would I want to hold this? There is so much more to it. Now, something that I want you guys to get into a good habit of doing throughout 2023 is jump on the company's LinkedIn page. And in fact, jump on the company's page of all the projects that you follow. If they have a LinkedIn account, go check them out, what they're up to, what they do, and what they post about. Because like I said, there's some really good things that happen on these particular pages that you might have missed through Twitter. You definitely will have missed through TikTok, and you probably will miss throughout YouTube channels talking about this. But then look at the company, then look at the people in the company. So look at who's in the company, look at who's talking about the project inside the organization. And then just in general, it's really important to have an overall good understanding about what is the company actually saying on social media. How's the CEO talking? What are they up to? What are some of the things that they see it? Because as I've mentioned, YouTube channels, TikTok channels, we talk based on our own opinion. But you want to hear it direct from the source. You want to hear what the company is saying, what the company reports are showing. They are solid pieces of information that you can make your proper judgment on, not my opinion. Because at the end of the day, my opinion is based on my personal beliefs. So I really want you guys to understand that part, serpents, in 2023. Facts, not opinions. Make your judgments, make your investments based on facts, not opinions. Really important. What do I see happening in the next couple of days, next couple of weeks? I don't really see much happening in January. Yeah, we may have a little pump that gets everyone a little bit excited, but I really do see this final leg down before we go up. That's where my focus is at the moment. So even if we were to go up into the 40s, I wouldn't necessarily start jumping for joy, because I think that is only short-lived. Before we have to finish this formation before we kick off. And to me, it's around that 20 to 25 cents range. That's where I'll be looking for. And ultimately, again, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just reading the play based on what happened in the past. Now, what did happen in the past in 2017 is that we had a monster leg down just before the huge green candle arrived. Could history repeat itself there? Yes, it could. What would that look like? That would look like 15 cents. Now, do I think we're going to go as low as 15 cents? Personally, no. But you never truly can be 100% certain. And so dollar cost average, only put in what you can afford to lose. Always golden rule of crypto, only put in what you can afford to lose. But I do see us going a little bit longer now into this sideways action. The buy zones being around that 20 to 25 cents range before we really kick things off in a massive way in 2023. I'm excited, guys. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. As always, thank you. Look forward to see you on the next one.